our recording is on. Okay, so let's start. Let me over. Okay, so in the last class, which was like over episode number 4, we were doing string slicing, the slicing formula, advanced string operations like splitting and joining, and then we covered lists, and then we did about how we can create and how we can like modify list. Then we did list slicing, and now in this chapter we will be doing tuples. So let me start. So what exactly a tuple? So basically a tuple is very like similar to a list, but it has like more, like it has much difference. And what is the difference? We can see in the today's class. So when you, so let me just show you how we can just create list. Let me just recall everything. Let me just open OneNote. Okay, our OneNote is opened. Let me create a new section, and then let me set another section. Name it student lists, students. Okay, and then we can like add something Ali, Ahmad, and like Umair, like these names. Okay, so what is this actually we can say? So this is called our list. Okay, but what tuples? What is actually a tuple? So tuple is basically similar to list, but it has like a much difference. We cannot treat it like list. So tuple is basically very similar to list, but with one massive difference. It is immutable. What immutable means? Let me write in the chat. Uh, immutable means it can't be changed. Okay. Okay. So, however, unlike list, we could like actually change it. We could like join it, or we could like split it, and we can also remove these things. Let me show you. We can use our Python code to like split, or we can like join. But in the tuples case, this does not happen. Why it does not happen? Because in a tuple, when we added something, when we added our data, it cannot be changed. You cannot create it and anymore. You cannot delete, you cannot modify, you cannot do anything. And when we use this tuples thing, we use tuples, like we can use tuples to keep the settings of a program, or we can like use our geographic coordinates or fixed settings. Anything you don't want to change in your program, you can use tuples. So this is called immutable sequences. And this is a table where we have like it is written, and we can do and let's compare it. So basically when we come into its syntax, lists are basically like we can write like this, okay, in square brackets. But in the case of tuples, we write parentheses. So let me just show you. Okay, some result. Okay. Yes, Whisper will. I shared the screen, bro. I shared the screen. Let me just share it again. Okay, let me just share it again. Okay, now can you please like see my screen?
Yes, always I can see.
Okay, okay, nice. And what about you, Cats Attack? Okay, let's get back to our topic. So in the case of lists, we usually use our square brackets as we did. Let me show you in the draw section. Where is the draw section? Here is the draw section. So we use square brackets. But in the case of our tuples, in case of tuples, we can write, for example, here numbers here 1, 2, 3 like this. Okay, let me just draw and let me just use it. And here we use parentheses like this curly brackets, or you can say the normal brackets. So let me just give you a mathematical example. For example, you have an equation like 5 plus 3 and we have like minus 3. So these brackets are called parentheses. Similarly, we in the case of tuples, we use these types of brackets. Okay, I think you have like got the concept. Okay. And what about others like Sania, Dancing, Ketsat H, Sharifullah, and Avil and Kelvin? Okay. Okay. What do you mean by maybe, Sania? Okay, no issue, no issue. So this was the syntax of our lists and our tuples. What about mutability? Mutability means the art of changing. Okay. So in the case of lists, we could change it, but in the case of tuples, we cannot change it. Okay. In the case of list, it can be changed, but tuples cannot be changed. Let me just write it here. Uh, Tuples can't be changed, but on the other hand, lists can be modified. Changed, like this. Okay, now so let's move further. So now our like topic of tuples has ended. So let's move towards chapter number 5, which is dictionaries. So actually, what are dictionaries? In general form, when you want to look for a word in a real world dictionary, like you are in English, for example, you want to find a word. Let me just show you. In one, let me just create a new section, and you want to like search for a word. For example, I have uh, immersed. So what we can do to find its meaning? Of course, we are gonna see in the dictionary, right? We're gonna see the dictionary. So we use a type of real world dictionary. You search for the word to find its definition. In the case of Python, we will use the term the value. Python dictionaries work the exact way. They are unordered collections of data stored in key values pairs. So how we can like actually create a dictionary for a user profile? So let's we can easily do it. Okay. So let me just open my new section and I'm gonna change my color. Wait a second. Okay, now here. So what does our syntax say? So when you want to create a dictionary, you usually name it. Okay, first of all. For example, you want to create a dictionary named where you will contain the contents of a user profile. Okay, now of the user profile. And how we can say it, for example. So what we will do, I will write I will write the name of the dictionary, then I will open it with curly brackets. And now what we are going to do? We're going to add the contents. So for example, you want to store something, you want to like store something, for example it's username. So I will come a little bit down, and then I'm gonna start writing. Our username will be like user123, okay, like this. So how we can write it? So when you want to write it, you have to like enclose it with commas like this. And what we can store else? We can store like email, our email, which could be user1 at the rate gmail.com. You can write it like this. And anything else we can age? Yes, we can write age. So our age would be, for example, 25. When you want to like, we can also consider it as an integer. It is your choice to like, if you want to do some calculations with the age of the user, so we can like keep it in the type of integer. And what else we can save? For example, you have a platform and you want to see that is the person is active or not. So I can write here, we can like use Boolean logic. So yeah, it is true. So when you want to close the dictionary, we can use curly brackets and boom, it's now closed. So have you now like understood the point of how to create a dictionary, and basically, and in general, what are dictionaries? Hmm. Okay, okay. Nice. I'm getting some good things. So, so now, we can suppose. Let me just write here. So we can like suppose that we have we have successfully created dictionaries, right? We have successfully right dictionaries. Okay, guys, wait for a second. Let me come. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Let me just okay. So I was saying that we have successfully created our dictionaries. Now, now, what to do? How to access? Like, what is the accessing part? So let me just come back to my site. Okay, why people have left? Never mind. Okay. So now, how we can like access their dictionary, their contents in the specific dictionary? So how we can like do it? So this is very easy. Like, whatever your name of the dictionary is, just write. Let me erase it and write with white. Okay. So let me just come back again, and we can write here. For example, our dictionary name was user, right? So I will write here user, and which content like we want to like access. For example, we want to access email, our email. Okay. So we can write here email. So our, let me just close it and see what happens. Oh yeah, I forgot to give the commas because this is a string. So what would happen? It would output its email. And what is the email of that user? User1 at the rate gmail.com, right? So it would output user1 gmail.com. So let's try this. Okay. So let me go to my code editor, our quick labs, and I'm gonna start using. Okay. Let's me start writing username. Username is, for example, we have the username, like we can use the what was our username? Our username was user123, right? So we can write it here. Our email was what was the email? Our email was user1 @ gmail.com. And what was our age? Our age was 25. And what was is active, which was yes, we are active. So let me just confirm my code. And yeah, we also need to give the commas here. Here we need to give the commas like we do in the list, and we also have to do it here. So when I will, let me also write it here. So we have to give commas. We have to give commas here. Not here, not in the list. Let me just write it. Okay. So let me come to my code book again and let me save the file. And for example, we want to print like user, and we want to see its email. So I will write here in string email. I will close the square bracket. And when I will save the file and I will try to run the file, so we will get something like, okay, we did a mistake. Wow. Let me check. Yeah, I think I. So we also have to give you here an equality sign. Let me save it again and let me run the file. And yeah, we have got the email. Let me also change it here. We were supposed to write equality sign. How the heck I forgot, bro? Um. Oh no. Let me write. Okay. So have you got the point? Mm, yes, bro. The content of the dictionary can be changed. I think you meant change, right? Yeah. Any questions for now? Like, do you have any question, or you want regarding list or tuples or whatever or dictionaries? Okay. Yes, Katsa Tech. What is the question?
Can we call like the way we have been indexing in lists? Can we index
Um,
like the username and the email, and they all come together?
can you please like write your question in the chat, please? Okay. 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 Can we call the? Let me see. Okay, so this question is very interesting. Yes, we can like access multiple dictionary contents once in Python. So what you have to do here, if you want to like access multiple things here, so you need to do something in our code. What is? For example, you want to access its age also, right? So I will write here age, and also I will write here, for example, if you want to see its username, right? So I can write username like this. And yes, in list like we were doing the indexing thing, here we can also like access multiple things at once. So have we got the thing now? Yeah. We just have to like give the comma. We just have to like give the comma here. Like comma, then and other like content and username and like multiple at once. Well, so let me just save and let me just run the file. Okay, the file is not saved. Let me save and okay, it will take time. Okay, why the hell it's not working? Line 71, line 8, key error. Okay, what was the key error? Let me check. Age is like 25. Print user. Okay, let me see the error. Human can mistakes, right? Okay, so according to me, we have did some mistakes, and the mistake we have done here. Okay, since we have okay, so what we are supposed to do here when we are like accessing these things, we have to like close it every time we need to like access something, the content. So let me just write it again. Like this. Okay, and let me see if this really works. So we also have to like use our name again, like here, and we can also put here user. And then when I will save my file and I will run it, then it would work like this. Okay, our email, our age, and our number, you username. So have you got the thing? Yeah, it was close, I guess. Yes, it was close so much. I did that error on a purpose because like I wanted to see that how much you can guys can get the point. Okay, so this is how the things work. So let me just come I think let me just come again. So we have like tried to access them, we have printed them using the Python code. And now how we can like more modify it? We want to like some add something, right? So how we can like do this? So the thing is that we if we want to like update something, so let me just come to my code and let me write here uh, update any content. I will let, for example, if you want to update something, then we will write the dictionary name and what we want to update. We want to update age, right? So I will write here age. And how we can like do this? We can, for example, we want to do 26 instead of 25, right? So let me just save the file. Let me just run it. And why we are not getting 25? So what I can do, I can just paste it here instead of here. Okay, let me just put it here and see if this works. Yeah, it worked. When we updated it, we got our 26 in our output, right? So let me also copy this and let me put it here. Hmm, so what just happened? Okay, that's good, I guess. So when we want to update something, we want to update any content of the dictionary. So we can actually use this thing. Okay. For example, take the dictionary name and what you want to change, and then give your value. Okay. But how about adding a new value, adding a new key pair? Okay. So how we can like do this? Okay, this is glitched, I guess. Hmm. So add something, adding a new key value. We can do something. We can add. Let me see, we can add user, country, we can use user, the country you want to say, and we can name it like the country, you can say it's from UK. Okay, so this is how we can add a new content to our dictionary without changing it manually. So this is how the content works. Okay, so have you got the thing, or should I explain it again? Okay, let me see, can we do like if it is or multiply it and modify it? Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me go to my Python work and let me just see. So how we can like, can we like modify it even? Okay, let me see the question. Can you like can you do like age is 26? We add Hmm. Okay, so question is like interesting. Yeah, yeah, the question is very interesting. So the thing is that absolutely, you can modify a dictionary value using calculations. So when you want to like add, or you want to say you want need to multiply, so you can do something. Let me close it. Okay, now I can, let me go to my code. And for example, you want to change like our current age is 25, and you want to change like. So what we can do here, we can use age age 20, which our age is like this. Okay, so we can just add one, or we can do multiplications like 23, or we can like multiply it and any number. And what will happen, let me just save the file and let me just run it, and yes, we can get our number which is like multiplied. So yes, we can modify our any content like age, for example, as you mentioned, in our dictionary. So have you got the point? Yeah. Okay, okay, nice, nice. I'm getting very good reactions from you all. Okay, so like any questions from you now? Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so the person which is inactive in our meeting is first of all dancing, and the second one is Shadia Bint Siraj. So can you two please like, do you have like any questions? Oh, he left. Lol. Okay, no issue. Okay, no issue, no issue. Let's. Okay, so our like dictionary work is done, and we today in this section we learned about how we can do the dictionary thing, and how we can like modify it, and how we can add a new value using Python. So now let's get to our chapter number 6, which is like practical examples, which is real world scenario and data extraction. So what is our task? Let me just hide it. Okay, So our task is you receive a raw text string from a database containing a user's details. You need to slice the string, extract the data, clean it up, and store it safely in dictionary so it can be used by your application. Okay, so this task is so much difficult. Oh my god. So how we can do that, for example? So our raw data is like here. Let me see. Let me just read it. Okay, nice. Do you receive a raw string? So okay, so I think we need to start. So we have a like raw data. Let me write it here in our OneNote, which our chapter number 6 states here. So let me just give a new section here. Okay, I think I need to write one by one. So in our raw data, we have like some raw data, like we have to arrange them, we have to slice them, and we have to like do something. So what I can do, what our data is basically, what is our data? So our data is in string, we have ID which is like 9823, and we have, okay, so this is line which separates. So we have like name which is Aisha, and we have a role which is admin, right? Yeah, it is admin. And what else do we have? We else have like nothing. We have our raw data has been ended here. So what is our step one? Step one is to clean it, to clean and arrange it. So how we can do that? According to our task, we need to like clean it. We have to slice. We have to extract the data, and we need to store it safely in a dictionary so it like can be used by our application, right?
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
You can reshare the screen someone is not seeing.
Okay, I don't know why you guys cannot see it. I have shared the screen. Let me just share it again, okay? No worries. Let me just share it again. Let me give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, so now can you please tell me that are you seeing the screen now? Hmm, okay. Yes. Now you guys can see the screen, okay? Okay, nice. Nice, nice. Okay. So what I was explaining, I was saying that our step one is to like we need to convert this raw messy data into something clean, right? So how we can do that? So we can actually do something. We can make a new. We can actually make. We can make a new variable, and we can use a command of strip. Let me just write it. Okay. So our command is here raw data dot strip. Okay. Raw data dot strip. So our raw data is here now, right? Raw data dot strip brackets. So now what it would do like, okay now. So when we use the command strip, we means that we can clean this white space. How? Let me just show you. It would like use the white space in this side, and in this side it would like cl- clean it. Okay, so then so like our data should be like clean and should not be messy. Okay, and now what is our step two? Step two. Step two is, what is our step two? Step two is our like split. Okay, we need to split. Why we need to split? Because we want these contents in different like different types, or we can say in different lists, in different characters. So how we can do that? As I like taught you in the previous lecture, we can use, we can like make a new variable. Let me just show you data. And what was it named? It was named data pieces, right? So let me just write it here, and let me use the command. The command was to clean data dot split. And from where to split, we can use from this. Okay, from this sign. So what does it mean? It means that it would like split the data where this white like line will come, and then it would like split. And what is our third step? Third step is that create an empty dictionary to store our final results. Okay, so we can create like user database, and we can like make it empty. Okay, and what is our step four? Extract and store the data for piece. So how we can do that? Okay, so we can do like it becomes key value. Okay. So we can like use this thing where we can like uh where we can like split our thing. Let me just show you here. So when you want to write here, let me just erase it. What the heck, my keyboard. Okay, value. And from where we want to like split, we want to split from piece. So from where we want to split, we want to split from the dash. Okay, let me show you where is the dash. The dash was here. This is our dash. Okay, so we can like split it further so we can get something useful in our content. Okay, so now this is our step four. So what is our step five? Our step five is basically, what is our step five? We can like do sort it in a dictionary, so we can use the key value. uh okay, it was here, like it was supposed to be written key value. Okay, so we can now store it in our dictionary. So how we can like store user database which we have created recently? We can store it like we can store the key, the value in the key. What is our value? Value is our, let me show you what is our value. Our value is Aisha. Sorry, not this. For example, we have like name. So this is our key and this is our value. This is our key, this is our value, this is our key, and this is our value. So what is key? We need to store the key, which is like will be the content in the dictionary, and this will be the value. Okay, so now how we can, so now what does this command do? This command will store the in the keys, in the key index. Thus it will store the value in the key index of our database. So now how we can like convert this complex things? I can just write the code. Let me just show you. So now our first thing was, which is our raw data. Let me just mess it. Okay, like this. Okay. So now we want to step one. Make it clean. Make it clean using strip value. And what is split names? It would remove the unnecessary white space here. Are you guys there? Um, okay, nice. Okay. So I was saying that using strip command, we can remove this unnecessary white space. So we can make our code clean, right? So now what is our code here? Let me just paste it here. Our code was we can create a new variable here. We can create our new variable clean data, and we can just raw data strip. Okay, raw data dot strip. It would like remove the unnecessary space. What is step two? As we said, as I said here, we need to separate our keys and our values. And how we can do that? We need to separate this. So I can do this like here. Okay, what does it mean? Let me just show you practically. I think you guys, this is getting out of your mind. So now what it would do? For as you can see in our raw data, we have our space and we have like ID, Aisha, and this white line, and we have name Aisha. Okay, ID was not this. Sorry for mistake. ID was not this. Okay. What was our ID? Our ID was 9923. Let me write it again. 9923. And our name was Aisha. Uh, uh, our name was Aisha. Uh, Again, what line? Our role was admin. Our role was admin here. So now, first of all, let me show you what it even does. Okay, bro, I just gave an example. Okay, okay. Mm, mm, don't think like don't think like wrong, because I have just given an example. Okay. So now what it does here, the unnecessary white space, let me just give it so for your understanding. Let me just say we have like unnecessary white space. It would be removed. It would be removed. It would be removed using strip command. Okay. What was the command? We can actually make a new thing. We can actually make a new variable. We can actually make a new variable, and then we can usually write here our raw data, and we can just write strip the parenthesis, and done. We have get rid of these things. Okay. So in our next phase, in our next step two, what it did, it split. And how it split it, so let me just show you. Okay. Now for example, you have like this. So it would be creating a list here. Our ID would be 9923, and our name was Aisha. I'm just giving an example like this, and our role was admin. And here, this is this is because of split command. Yes, so this is a detailed explanation of step one and step two. Have you got the point? Okay, nice. Oh, oh no, bro. This was just an example, okay? So please take it only as an example, okay? And what about Kersatek, Abil, Sania, and Dancing, Shadia, and Alokoro and Toby? I think you would be enjoying, right? Or this is just going out of your mind. Please let me know. Okay, I'm getting reactions. Please, bro. Okay, only got 50%. Okay, so can you please like explain me where you have not understood the point? Can you please like explain so I can just tell you again? Oh my god, I sure. Okay, now I regret taking this example, bro. I will change it. I will like change it later, bro. Don't worry. Yes, the step function removes spaces at the start and at the end, like the unnecessary spaces that I've explained you here. Where was it? Okay, so like this space and this space, it would be removed by using this command. Okay, no, it will not happen. Okay, it would just be doing at the start and at the end. Okay. Okay, so now let's move to our step number three. Okay, what is our step number three? Our step number three is create an empty dictionary to store our final results. So now, when we want to convert it into our dictionary, so actually we need to actually create an dictionary. Okay, first of all, so now we can like use user database. Okay, never mind. My keyboard is so bad here. Okay. So now we can just leave it empty and let's move towards our step number four. What is our step number four? Our step number four is extract and store the data for piece in data pieces. Okay, so now our work is like too much explained. Now let me just, I need to see. Okay, and here we need to extract these. Okay, we need to extract these from this string. Okay, from sorry from this thing. We need to separate this. We need to like separate this key and our value. We need to separate this key and our value. Okay, this is called key and this is called value. So now how we can like separate this? We can do something like using our new list, which is separated. We can again use the split command. Okay, so now how we can use the split command? Let me show you in the example. So now we can create some new variables, like we can create some new variables here, key and value. Okay, and how we can use our clean data like this, clean data, and then I'm gonna split, and from where to split? From the dash. Okay, let me show you the dash. Okay, okay, this one is annoying. Okay, we need to like split it. Uh, like this, as you can see. Okay, this is not piece. What was the name? Data pieces. Okay, I think like they changed the name, so you better not take it serious. So what I can do, I can just give them exact name. Instead of using my own names, I can use the exact names. Raw data. Okay, this is now good. The data pieces. Good actually. So we are not using clean data. We are using pieces. Okay, piece like here. Okay. So now we have got our value. We have got our value and our key. So now what we can do, we can just store it, right? So let's store it. We have user database, and where do we want to where do we want to save? In our key, right? The value we have got. So now what is our value? Our value is here, right? User we can just write value, and boom, we have successfully converted this raw data into a successful dictionary. Let me save the file and let me just run it. Okay, piece is not defined. So now we have did a mistake here, right? So now instead of doing piece, I did something wrong. And what I did wrong, because I was supposed to write this data pieces. Okay. No, we were supposed to, okay. This thing we have saved here. So let me just copy it here. Let me just save the file and let me just run. List objects and no attributes split. So what happened here? Okay, I need to see the code again. What I have did a mistake. Uh, Let me just copy it. Okay, let me just copy it. Let me see what happens. Okay. I forgot to mention this point. So the thing is that we were going to use a for loop here. And what does for loop do? So now how we can use the for loop in the sense of this context, that how we can change the thing. So when we want to use the loop, we can use in it in this sense, that we can make a loop name which is like piece, and we can do data pieces in our data pieces. And in our loop, we will be keep splitting these until we reach the last value, which is role admin, right? Which is role admin. And when our splitting will work, it would automatically save the value which we have got in the key of the user database. And when I will save my file, and then when I will run, we will successfully get our ID, our name, and our role admin. So have you got the point? Okay, never mind. And what about others? Yeah, which 2 points, bro? Okay, and okay, please don't send it now. Okay, 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 Benfish. Let me just go over it again. Let me just go over it again. Let me start from beginning. Okay. So our task was that this is our raw data, which is like so much messy and so much divided, and we have to make it clean, and we have to convert it into a dictionary, right? So our task was that we need to receive this raw text. We need to do some operations like slicing, splitting, like, and we also have to do like scripting, and we have to like extract the data, clean it up, and store it safely in a dictionary, so it can be used by your application. So in simple terms, we actually what we were supposed to do, we are supposed to convert it into like clean data, and then we can store it in our dictionary, which is also known as user database, right? And how we can do that, and I have like explained this thing. First of all, we are going to fix this raw data. First of all, this unnecessary white space, we need to like remove it, using the script command, by creating a new variable. And what was our step number two? We need to split. We need to have like separate values, right? The separate values was, we need to like separate ID, separate name, and separate role, right? So we can use the split command everywhere every time when we get this white line. Okay, so here we can get our new data pieces, and then using our for loop, we will be splitting our role, our id, our name, like using this, removing this, and then dividing it further into key and value. We can finally get our values, and then we can successfully make our database, our dictionary. So have you got the point? Okay, nice. I'm grateful you like have understood everything. So I think we have gone into end of our lecture. So let's talk about summary. So in this episode, we like did some collection and sequences. We did slicing, list, tuples, and dictionaries. And your homework is, again, I'm gonna give you the homework. So practice makes perfect. You have to like complete this task. Okay. So let me just put it here. This is your like homework. You can say,
Can you send it in a chat?
yeah, yeah. I am sending. Please wait. Okay. So here you have like three tasks. Okay. So you have to complete them by tomorrow. So let me just write it quickly. Question number two. Priyanshu, when I will send this, can you please like take a screenshot so you can send it in our groups? I need to see this. The inventory list manager. So we did inventory. So here we can let me write. Okay, so this is our, let me just also take a screenshot of it. Okay, so we can like send. Let me also take a screenshot. Okay, so this is your homework, guys. And for me, our lecture has ended. So have you like got all the points, and do you have any questions at last, so we can like answer them quickly? Okay. Yes, I saw.
I think your homework is very long, or
No, it's not like that long. Only you have to do like you have to read them, and you have to write the code. So okay, guys, I think you don't have any question, so we can end it for now. And thank you for being part of my session for the fifth time.